Hi everyone, welcome to another training session. Is it true that it's harder to retain a client than to find a new one? What is the truth behind that? Today's topic will be about sales retention. We are not learning how to make a sale, we are learning how to keep a sale. I think the biggest thing in any sales business is the cancellation. The cancellation of contract, the withdrawal for renewal, the cancellation of relationship. So today I'm excited to talk about this topic because as a customer, I have recently experienced the feeling of what it's like to be a customer, to feel like canceling the relationship with the product. So join me in today's training session. I want to talk about some very fundamental, very basic, but often neglected because salespeople are so focused on making a sale, but not so much about how to keep a sale. Join me in today's session. So let me break down to you a few things I'd like for you to think about if you're in sales like myself. But before that, let's just establish the foundation of this topic. As salespeople, we are so focused. I wrote it down. We are so focused on, or we are trained, or we were trained and so focused on soliciting referrals, selling, negotiating. But what's missing there? Sales retention. This is something very interesting because if you have lost a sale or two or more in the past from an unhappy client, we want to fix that. You want to develop a skill and ability to anticipate that and prevent that from happening because after all, the amount of time and energy you put in to make a sale is even hard to imagine how every sale is even harder each day. Whatever product you're selling, whatever industry you're in, whether you're B2B, B2C, you're a small business owner, let alone if you're doing face-to-face selling. So let's just dive into this topic because I thought it's very, very useful and very timely to get our hands into it. So number one, let's just understand that in order for you to build that ability to retain your sales, it goes with training as well. You need to train yourself because how you are at home, how you are with your friends, shouldn't be the way you are with your client. Let us start with that. How I am at home is a different me when I'm with my client. It's all deliberate. My behavior is deliberate. It's mindful. The words that I use, the body language, my whole packaging when I'm with a client is not the same as myself with my friends and at home. So keep that in mind. That's the first thing you need to remind yourself of in order for you to anticipate clients that you will turn off and would lead to cancellation or withdrawal. So basically, there are some tips I want to share with you to develop your skill in building relationship with your valued clients. Number one, mind your manners. Sounds basic, sounds common sense. Mind your manners. What it is would be your words, your selection of words, your body language, how you interact with your client. A lot of times clients don't only withdraw or cancel their relationship with your product. It's not always because of the product. A lot of that has to do also with the people. Maybe not you, maybe the technical support, maybe someone from the technical support wasn't as forgiving, wasn't as considerate as the customer would like him or her to be. That's a simple example. Number 2, stay professional all the time. I know that you might be thinking, Majoy, this is such a very basic topic. This is so common sense, but common sense is not common. Yep, I said it. Common sense is not common. So therefore, a lot of times we need to remind and be reminded of some basic practices in order for us to be reminded and avoid losing sales and losing clients, especially long-term clients. Stay professional even if he's casual. Even if your client is being casual to you, stay professional. Even if the client is a bit too jokey and kind of funny in a way, stay professional. Because anything you say that may not be, or that may put him off because you suddenly talk too friendly or too fresh or too casual, it could lead to that bad taste. And therefore, maybe the client would say, look, the salesperson is too chummy, she's too friendly, she's too extra and all that. So remember, stay professional even if your client is being casual or too casual. Number 3, always find ways to please your client. Always find ways to please your client. There's so many ways to do this. I think I've mentioned this in one of my sales training video related to customer service. I did some customer service training in one of my video a couple of months ago. Please go check out my playlist. It should be there for you. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Always find ways to please your client. This could go both ways, right? It could be that your client approach you for a request. Raise your hand if you have experienced a salesperson suddenly is so unaccommodating compared to how accommodating he or she was when he was trying to sell you the product. I've experienced that myself. And boy, did I not renew my membership or my product renewal or subscription to that salesperson anymore. So understand that always find ways to please your client. This is when your client come to you for request, for assistance. These things really matters to any client or any customer. So pay attention when this happens on how you react and how you interact and how you handle the situation. It's very hot in Singapore. The AC is on. I changed my top. I'm still burning here. I'm going to get through this video. Next one. This is a good one. Please pay attention to this, salespeople. Never be strict with your client. Let that sink in a little bit. Never be strict to your client. Let me share with you my experience recently. I won't name the product or the company, but I was a customer. I felt like something happened between me and the staff, and basically, in conclusion, I was just being a customer, and the staff was being too strict to the customer. That's a simple scenario there. Have you ever heard of the saying, customer is always right? Do you understand what's the meaning behind that? It doesn't mean literally. A lot of people would say, oh, that's not true. It can't be that customer is always right. If you look at it in a literal context, yes, I agree. It's not acceptable because no one is always right. But the meaning behind that is coming back to what I said, never be strict to your client. It simply means that customer is always right, meaning They have the right to ask, they have the right to request, they have the right to seek for assistance, and therefore you have to deliver that in sales or in someone in the service industry. And the moment you made the client feel like you're so strict or your company is very strict and suddenly there's rules everywhere, it could put off or put away your client. And that's what inspired me to do this video, sales retention. Yes, there's terms and condition in every product. I get that. I think customers, unless they're a bit too demanding, but in general, if customer is aware that this is in the TNC or terms and condition, chances are the customer would not give you any more hard time on that. Maybe there's some cases, but generally speaking. However, if your client asks you for something so petty, so simple, so easygoing, but you want to apply your, I'm such a strict person at home, so I'm suddenly strict to my clients as well. I experienced that. And guess what? This is exactly my intro on this video. How you are at home, how you are with your friends, that's not how you should be with your client. Meaning to say, there's a lot of adjustments you have to be so mindful about and so deliberate with when you are interacting with your client if you want to improve your sales retention skill. Remember what I said at the beginning. It's harder to retain a client than to find a new one. It's a fact. It's really a fact. So why not also invest on really retaining your clients? Because if you lose them, it's not a good look on you as well. And it's hard to find the next sale and the fresh client. Next one, number 5. I've got 6 tips for you. Number 5. Oh, it's hot in Singapore today. Know them very well. Know them very well. Know your client very well. Their soft spot, their preferences, their limitations, their expectations from you and your product. Know them very well. Because when you know them very well, based on their soft spot, preferences, limitation, expectations from you and your product, you are able to retain them under your account as your client, because should there be issues with the soft spot, you know how to handle that. Should there be some adjustments, minor adjustments based on his or her preferences, you can work on that with your manager and make sure that you're able to flex a little bit of assistance for your prospect so the prospect won't feel turned down. Or you don't need to exercise that I'm very strict with my client. So know those points. Remember those points about your client. And finally, the 6th one. Stay approachable and enthusiastic. I think this part is very basic. Again, everything I've enumerated just now are super basic, are super common sense. But at the same time, if you think about it, there's so many sales lost every day. I've been in the sales business all my life. This is all I've done. This is all I know. And I have worked with salespeople where we had to sit down and say, how do we save that cancellation? How do we fix that problem? That is so unnecessary for Mr. Smith to cancel. But nevertheless, he is. How do we fix that? That kind of thing. So remember, selling is already tough by itself. Don't add any more stress and problem to your life by losing customers and losing sales and really giving you a bad look to your boss. So, fellow salespeople, I hope you enjoyed today's little training. I missed you all. I'll see you on the next training session. If you have any topics you want to request, comment on the comment section. I always read your comments. Reach out to me. I'd like to know what you want me to help you with. I'm your sales coach, by the way. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.